What's going on, guys? It is Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we are going to be talking about, finally ready to do the review of the Civivi Elementum. Such a great knife. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. All right. I have had this thing in my pocket for about a week and a half now, on and off. And the Civivi Elementum is a knife that I have wanted to check out for quite a while. The reason it's just now coming out is because, man, I tell you, every time I went to buy one of these things, they sold out so fast. And so that was attested to me on how good it really is. And so I wanted to get one. Got an email from Blade HQ on this one in particular. This is the copper variant, which I dig so much. It's stonewash with a black blade. Really enjoying this thing. And so glad I was able to get it in hand. We're going to go over it today. It's good. That's just all there is to it. The knife is very popular for a reason. One of the reasons that this knife is popular is because Civivi puts it out in a lot of different variations. You can get this thing as far as handle material, G10. This is copper. You can get brass. You can get micarta. You can get carbon fiber. I mean, you can get a coated blade. You can get a non-coated blade, a satin blade. It's just the array of options that you can get with this knife make it very appealing to people because you can buy it in whatever variant you want. Now, they sell out pretty quick. The other day I went to go look for this one, and I think it did sell out, but they have other variants on there, so you got to be kind of quick. But I mean, I just can't get over how many options that you get. This one in particular, like I said, is this copper stonewash, and boy, do I dig it. It adds some weight. That's okay. You know, you guys know me, I like bigger, heavier knives anyway, so, but the stonewash on the blade and on the copper scales just tickle my fancy a lot. I really like this thing. So, all right, so it looks good. So what else? How's the action? The action is superb. I've had quite a few Civivis, guys, and all of them that I have purchased, the action has just been great. I haven't had any issues at all with Civivi knives. I mean, this thing runs on bearings. It is a flipper. The detent is tuned just to perfection. Now, I mean, of course, if you're just half-assing it, you can make it fail, but it's hard to. See, I just try to do it there. So it can happen, but the action on this guy with those bearings just makes for a very pleasing flipping action. Now, it is not a drop shot knife. You can kind of shake it down, but it's very smooth like glass. I can't get over the action on these little guys. They just, they're great. So, we talked about the handle materials. The blade materials you can get in D2, and there also is a Blade HQ exclusive that you can get in S35VN, which I think is pretty cool. I think the knife, for the most part, is the same, but I do believe it's a little bit thinner in the handle and in the blade stock. I don't have one in front of me, but I believe that's the case. The blade on these are all D2. On the ones that that's not a Blade HQ exclusive, which you guys know I do like D2. D2 is one of my favorite budget steels. And this blade has a hollow grind. So I love a good hollow grind. The grind is done really well, very symmetrical. It measures around 18 thousandths behind the edge. So cutting this thing was a dream. It is a slicey blade. So it just performed excellently with the regular EDC tasks that I perform, which is opening packages, cutting cardboard, you know, some zip ties. It did an excellent job. I think it's a great companion for most everybody. How are the ergos on this thing? Well, ergos on this thing, I believe, are pretty damn good. I have big hands, and so this is about as small of a knife as I want. I do prefer bigger knives to fill my hand just a little bit more, but I can totally get control of this thing and get 4 fingers around it. Even with this area, I can even choke up a little bit. I don't know if that was the design of that, but I found myself putting my finger here and kind of using that to get closer to the blade and get more detailed cuts. So ergonomically, I think it's great. I do wish it was just a little bit bigger for my hand size, but not a problem. I can totally use this thing and be comfortable. Now, I can feel the pocket clip right here in the back of my palm, but it doesn't create a hot spot. I can just feel it. So something to keep in mind. It's just, I think, a well-designed knife ergonomically. The lock bar and the top of the blade do have jimping. The jimping on this guy is, I think, done really well. It's all rounded off, so it's not too sharp, especially up here on the blade. I really dig the jimping there. I mean, the jimping's just done really well. The sides of the blades, the finishing is done really cool. You have chamfering all the way down. Just really well finished, especially for the price, guys. This one in particular was $67 with the copper and coated blade, but you can get these all the way down to $50 for the base G10 satin blade, D2 steel, and for that price, you can't beat it. I really, I've handled quite a few budget knives here. Civivi is just one of the best CJRB I've had. You've seen some videos on those. I mean, they're all D2, G10. The amount of choices that we have with these budget blades is ridiculous nowadays, and so we have so many to choose from. This is definitely one of the best. There's a reason they sold out really fast. So it's just it's because everybody likes them, and for good reason. Now this thing carries pretty well, especially with that deep carry clip. This one's the copper one, so it weighs it's like 4.7 ounces. So, so it's heavy. This one's heavy. In comparison with the one with the G10. The one with the G10 is like under 3 ounces, so I think that is just fantastic. This one's got a little bit more heft because of the copper, but of course, whoops, let me spin it around, because I like it. I just like copper, and I like to have a little bit of heft, but it carries really well because it has a slim profile with that deep carry clip. It's not prioritized over the lanyard hole. I think the lanyard hole's done well. And a lanyard for us guys that have bigger hands might actually come in handy. Have something else to grab onto. I don't know. I don't have a lanyard on all my knives, but it's not something that I'm opposed to. I have it on a couple, so that might be a help. So this one is totally sterile. This blade has nothing on it except for that right there, the D2. I mean, so clean and just stylish. I just love this thing. As far as the looks, very functional in the hand. Like I said, I did a lot of cutting, and I can't get over how well this thing is made. Fit and finish is really, really good. If any of you guys are thinking about getting this and you see it available, I would pick it up if you got the cash, because I don't think anybody would be disappointed. So if I was to rate this knife for overall, I would rate it a 9. For me, I would rate it a 9 because it's I wish it was just a little bit bigger for my hand size, but overall it's a 10. It's a really well-designed knife from Civivi, and I just can't get over the price tag. I think it's just one of the best budget options, values that you can get in a knife. I really wish I'd have picked it up a long time ago. Like I said, I wanted to, I just couldn't because it was sold out. So I think they're upping production now because these things were so popular. So I would definitely jump on it. Let's see, have we done size comparisons? We have not. So let's do some size comparisons, okay? So here it is against your Para 3. It's a pretty good size comparison. Obviously a similar profile, but of course the big Para 3, as far as being wide with the hole, it definitely makes it taller. Here it is against the TRM Neutron. So very light, but you can see similar size of knife. The other budget knife that I have been, that I've raved about ever since I've had the channel is the Ontario Rat number 2. But the Ontario Rats are basically getting overrun by some of these other budget options like the Civivi Elementum. As you can see, the profile or the overall size is about the same. This one's a flat grind, that's a hollow grind. I know a lot of people have preferences there, but it's a very, very nice EDC sizable knife, especially for most people's hand sizes. Mine, it's just a little bit small, but this is about as small as I like to have, and still very functional. Like I said, I can choke up here, so I still get a good grip. As far as the price of this thing, I think I've actually seen them a little bit cheaper, but Blade HQ has really been the place where I think they've kept them in stock. So I would definitely check out Blade HQ if you're looking for one of these. it's one of those things. I think Blade HQ and We Knives have kind of a thing going on. So if you're looking for one of these, I would definitely check that out. The overall length of this guy is right under 7 inches, like 6.99. The blade length is about 2.96, and the cutting edge is about 2.625. It has about 5/8 of an inch as far as width, and it's about 120 thousandths on the thickness of the blade. So, like I said, guys, with the 120 thousandths and the hollow grind, 18 thousandths behind the inch, man, just makes this thing a dream to cut with. So really, really am stoked about this knife. I have enjoyed carrying it over this last week and a half or so. So I definitely suggest, if you want it, to go get it. You will not be disappointed. But that is about it, guys. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, everybody out there who has supported me. You guys have been great. I want everybody to stay tuned. Hit that like button and subscribe button if you like this kind of stuff. I do have a giveaway every month, and this one that's coming up is probably going to be pretty good. So I would like you to hit that subscribe button so you can get notified when I upload those giveaway videos, and you have a chance to win some cool gear. Thank you again for all the YouTube channels who have supported me. Big Board Knife and Gear, Jake over at Bearded Gear, Big Red EDC, all those guys, Slicey Dicey, all those guys who have just been big support to me. I really appreciate everyone. Guys, be safe out there in this crazy world we are living in, and we will see you in the next one.